So in this video, we're going to look at what's called roots and radicals. So we'll start with the square root. Okay. So we'll start with the square of a number. So to square a number means to raise it to the second power. So as an example, if we were to square the number 4, we write 4, and we will raise it to the second power, and that will be done by placing the 2 second power. And to write that out, it would be 4 times 4. And 4 times 4 is 16. So 4 squared equals 16. And let's do another example. Let's do 9 squared. 9 squared equals 9 times 9 equals 81. And let's try a fraction. 1/2 squared, 1/2 squared, that equals 1/2 times 1/2. That would be 1/4. So 1/2 squared equals 1/4. And what if we have a negative number? How would we do that? So, as an example, let's do -2 squared that would equal -2 squared equals -2. Put the negative there, times -2. And negative times negative equals positive. 2 times 2 equals 4. So the answer would be positive 4, or simply just 4. So now that we've done the square of a number, let's do the square root. Clean this up a little. So the square root of a number is one of its 2 equal factors. So if we look at our example of 3 squared, of course 3 squared equals 3 times 3 equals 9. So the square root of 9, we would essentially go in reverse. The square root of 9 is 3. Square root of 9 equals 3. So the square root is indicated by this symbol. So this symbol is called, move that. Yeah, I think I lost my pen. We'll get back here in a second. Not that. Here we go. So this symbol is called the radical sign. Okay, and that will be this. So let's do our example again. So we want to take the square root of 9. Of course, we're going to use the radical sign. Square root of 9. And as was shown, like we showed in our last example, the square root of 9 is 3. All right. So the radical sign is used to designate the non-negative square root. And this is positive 9, but we don't have to show the positive. So the square root of positive 9 is 3. And we will determine the square root of a negative number in a future video. So we discussed in the last slide that this symbol is called the radical sign, and the number below the radical sign is called the radicand. Radicand. And the radicand and the radical sign, the entire expression is called, the square root of 9 is called a radical. All right. And let's finish up with a couple examples. Example 1. What is, let's use 5. What is 5 square? Like we discussed, 5 square is 5 times 5. 5 times 5 equals 25. Let's do one more example. Example number 2. Let's use our radical sign. So find the square root. It's our radical sign. And let's make our radicand 100. So what's the square root of 100? Of course, like as we discussed, the square root, the radical sign, and the radicand is called the radical. So the square root of 100 is 10. And let's do a quick check to make sure we're right. Let's do a quick check. So as we discussed, the square root is one of its 2 equal factors. So since the square root is 10, let's do a quick check. 10 squared should equal the square root. So 10 squared equals 10 times 10, and 10 times 10 equals 100. So it checks out. Square root of 100 is 10, and 5 squared is 25. Thank you, and we will see you in the next video. And please be sure to subscribe.